There we go. Okay, so we're live streaming. Got us full screen. So I'm going to be coming from a laptop today because everybody here, well, we're in a conference room, but we don't have control of the camera. So I'm going to kind of set it here where everyone can see, at least somewhat. So we're going to have a pretty brief call because we have a pretty limited crew here, but here we go. I have been mostly working on the stability of our infrastructure, some of our scaling, and some of our ability to launch in multiple regions. So none of that is really going to be visible here on this platform, but that's where I've been. Risto, what have you been up to?
So one of the things that I started doing is the way we are reporting some failures and errors in the libjitsi. So we have a bunch of cases that we fail, or we have JavaScript error or some exceptions that we are just console logging, and we are not reporting like an exception from the library. So as a first step, we start reporting those errors to the global error handler. If on that page global error handler is set. So we'll continue with so the plan is to first fix the errors related to create local tracks like get user media and stuff to be somehow more descriptive. Like we plan to start passing the original errors, and maybe after that we are going to continue with a better way to reporting those errors. I mean, like not directly to the not directly calling the global error handler, but reporting them on some calls, methods, or maybe with some events. It depends on the error, but we are going to see about that. Other than that, I discovered an issue with the latest library. It was that we were always reporting fake remote stream. By fake, I mean just internally created by the library with no parameters like SRCs and stuff. So actually, I'm talking about the Jitsi track object that we are returning. So that should be fixed now, and I think that's
cool. George, what have you been doing?
So
you should have speak up and speak up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So not last week, but the week before. So not last week, but the week before, I have been working with Boris for performance evaluating simulcast. We have observed some discrepancies in the results that we're getting. Boris is, and some bugs that we're trying to fix. Boris is, we'll explain more about some CPU issues that we have found in the bridge, and CPU utilization issues that we have found. And also there are some, it seems that we have observed at least the issue with the scrambling again, scrambling videos. This was fixed, another fix, an additional fix to what we have been doing. An additional to what we already have has been made on Friday, so this should be fixed now. Then we have observed that we have some issues with Firefox, with SDPs, with how we handle the SDP, and I have been trying to fix that. It's not done yet. What else? I think that's all.
All right, Yana, just because you're already on camera, do you want to go, and then we'll have Boris go?
Sure.
And speak towards the mic.
Yes, which mic is that?
That's just the computer. We couldn't figure out the rest.
Okay. For the last 2 weeks, I've been mostly working on reactifying Jitsi, which mostly means that because we have no experience with React in the team and with Redux and all the stuff around it, I have been reading a lot and learning stuff, and I have started to restructuring a little bit in a separate project the code so that we can um, have some very basic components, not basic, but we can have the key components of the Jitsi meetup as React components, and then they can be easily imported in a separate project in a different layout, etc. So that's what I'm working on.
Cool, thank you. All right, now we're going to turn the camera to Boris.
I've been working on some simulcast optimizations in terms of CPU usage on the bridge. We found that simulcast doesn't really perform well, or as well as we expected it. Simulcast, and simply put, the majority of the problem, the main part of the problem, is that we don't drop the packets early on. So all these streams that we don't forward, so we drop them somewhere on the bridge, we drop them too late in the chain, and we do too much processing there. So we have an optimization coming there. We should make the bridge use less CPU with simulcast. Apart from that, there was a leak of some sockets that Raul reported on the mailing list. So we fixed one problem that we know caused it, but now we are still not sure that all leaks are fixed, so we're still investigating there. Is Raul on that call, by the way?
Cool. All right, so I guess that is that for at least our part. I see that Dave has asked for a bump on this PR for Jacoco. Do you want to talk about that at all, Dave?
Yeah, so we run the video bridge in AWS, and what we are noticing is that if the video bridge is connected to our XMPP server through an ELB, the ELBs don't really terminate the connection very well. The connection stays up, but the instances behind it go away. So I put in a fix to Jacoco so that it's configurable. If you exceed the maximum number of ping requests, your ping threshold, it will tear down the connection and reconnect. And that solved a pretty nasty connection bug for us. It was pretty hard to find that one. But it's a really simple fix, and it's configurable. So if somebody could take a look at that. I'm not really sure where to document it, whether it should be documented in Jacoco or in the video bridge project, because it's, you know, it's kind of like it's used by the video bridge, but there's no documentation for Jacoco at all. So I'm looking for, you know, any feedback or advice on that.
Yeah, so I'm obviously new enough that I'm not the Jacoco expert. I'll leave that to whoever else might be the best person for this. But I do think we should get someone to look at it at least this week. Do you guys think that's true? Anyone?
Yeah.
We're maintaining our own build of Jacoco right now and just pulling it from our own Maven repo, but it might be helpful to other people as well if anyone's running this in AWS.
Yeah, I think we can have a look at that this week. It seems like a, well, not a 40 files patch, so.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely try to move that forward this week.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thanks for poking us about it.
And please let me know
anything else you want to chat about?
Just let me know if there's where you guys want the documentation for it, and I'll type it up.
Cool. Probably in a .md somewhere in Jacoco 2, maybe? I don't know. What do you guys think?
If that's a documentation for the properties that we use. What kind of documentation is that exactly? I know you have talked about during the previous calls as well, but can you refresh our memory?
Sure, it's just an extra parameter added to the properties file. Basically says reconnect on ping failures. So, sorry?
And it's a properties file of the JVB or Jacoco?
It's the SIP communicator properties file, so that's used by both, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the deployment because you can have them come from different directories too.
So it's common. It's in Jitsi.
Okay.
It's
So
a change to the component base class.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say then the documentation belongs to Jacoco. That's my instinct. But
Yeah, and we can then reference it from the other project, I suppose.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'll send that over today then.
Cool.
Just a tiny note. The code convention you're using imports with single classes, and we use star imports everywhere. Do you think you could fix that up? Because
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
So he's basically saying our code convention is with star imports, and you're importing individual classes, and he wonders if that's an easy fix for you to make back again.
Sure, absolutely. I can roll that back. No big deal.
thanks.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Going once, going twice. Since this is open source, it's actually just given away. We're not selling it. But anyway, thank you guys very much, and we'll be seeing you again on the same time, same place.